Hello everyone! We are grade 10 group 1 from the E section. We'll talk about and discuss the feedback mechanism of female reproductive system today. But first, let me explain what the feedback mechanism is. Feedback mechanism is a process through which the level of one substance influences the level of another substance.
How does feedback mechanism work in the female reproductive system? Take a look in this picture.
Once the ovary produces estrogen, the production of GnRH and LH in the hypothalamus and in the inferior lobe of pituitary gland, respectively, are stimulated. The production of FSH in the inferior lobe of pituitary gland is also triggered. The production of estrogen, GnRH, LH, and FSH is a positive feedback mechanism. Positive feedback mechanism increases the production of a product and stimulates the production of another product. The substance that stimulates the production of a product is called stimulatory.
On the other hand, when the level of LH in the blood gets higher, it will produce progesterone. The production of progesterone inhibits the production of GnRH and LH. This is an example of a negative feedback mechanism. Negative feedback mechanism inhibits the production of a product. The substance that inhibits the production of a product is called inhibitory.
The feedback action of ovarian estradiol during the female reproductive cycle are among the most unique in physiology. During the most of the cycle, estradiol exerts homeostatic, a negative feedback upon the release of gonadotropin-releasing hormone.
The switch to positive feedback provokes a steep surge in LH into a lesser degree FSH. High LH level in turn initiates the process of ovulation whereby the follicle ruptures and egg is released. After ovulation, the follicle collapses and the cells within it transform.
What is a positive feedback mechanism of the reproductive system? The release of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary gland during labor is an example of positive feedback mechanism. Oxytocin stimulates the muscle contractions that push the baby through the birth canal. The release of oxytocin results in stronger or augmented contractions during labor.
And now I'll tell what the menstruation is. Menstruation is the process in which blood and other tissues are shed from the uterus and leave the body through the vagina. Menstrual cycle is a multi-hormonal cycle on female's body that preparing for pregnancy, and menstrual cycle have 4 phases it is.
Menarche normally occurs between the ages of 11 and 15 and the menopause between the ages of 45 and 55. On average, an ovary releases only one egg every 28 days. Hormones control many of the changes in the reproductive system. Remember that hormones are chemicals that affect certain body organs.
After the process of these phases, the egg that been fertilized will be implanted on endometrium of the uterus, and if the egg cell didn't fertilize, the endometrium will break down, leading to menstruation, and this is where the new menstrual cycle begins. Now, let's answer these questions. What do you call the process in which blood and other tissues are shed from the uterus and leave the body through the vagina? A. Ovulation. B. Fertilization. C. Menstruation. D. Production. The answer is letter C. Okay, next. All of the items below are phases of the menstruation cycle except A. Luteal phase. B. Inhibition phase. C. Follicular phase. D. Ovulation phase. The answer is letter D. What will happen after the menstrual cycle? A. The cycle stops. B. The cycle starts again. C. The uterine lining thickens. D. The ovary produces an egg. The answer is letter D. What do you call the process through which the level of one substance influences the level of another substance? A. Respiration. B. Reproduction. C. Homeostasis. D. Feedback mechanism. The answer is letter D. Which statement is incorrect? The answer is letter C.
Remember, menstruation is the process in which blood and other tissues are shed from the uterus and leave the body through the vagina.
Feedback mechanism is the process through which the level of one substance influences the level of another substance. Positive feedback mechanism increases the production of a product and stimulates the production of another product. Stimulatory is the substance that stimulates the production of a product. Feedback mechanism inhibits the production of a product. Inhibitory is the substance that inhibits the production of a product. That's all. Thank you. We hope that we discussed everything and you guys learned something from it. Thank you.